Good morning, Rumble Studios. Good morning, Rumble Studios. Good morning, Rumble Studios. Well, we got some feedback here somewhere. Good morning, Rumble. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Twitch. Good morning, Facebook, the real Fireman Rich public Facebook. And good morning, Kick. We're not on locals for some reason. It did come in. Didn't click in, I think. So we'll put the link on that later here after the broadcast. Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich here on Rumble Studios for the Monday morning coffee, 10.07.2024 current time, or current date is 10.07.2024. Current time is 05:56 a.m. Eastern time here in upstate New York, the southern tier of upstate New York, where I live and reside. We're actually early today. And we do have the morning coffee. Good morning, Double J's. Glad to have you here, sir. I hope everything is good with you where you're at. And glad to have you here, my friend. And also good morning to Tony D. Salute to you, sir. Put the coffee down. Hashtag positive start to the day. Tony D says good morning. Tony D. Yeah, Tony D says good morning. Okay, there we go. Yeah, we're starting early. That's a good sign. But Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich here on Rumble, as well as at Fireman Rich over on X. That's my mainstay for social media. I do post on several other platforms, but for the most part, on that disastrous Bills game yesterday, I was posting over there while I was watching the football game yesterday. Tony D saying hi to Double J's. Double J saying hi to Tony. That's good. Everybody's waking up, I'm waking up. People here on the East Coast of the United States are waking up here this morning. But a good start, though, an early start. So I got cranking right at a little bit before. I thought when I woke up it was like 4:05, and my eyes weren't really opened wide enough, I guess, to see that it was 5:00. It was 4:55 or something like that. And I thought it was 4:05, and it was 4:55. I didn't see that 5. That 5 looked like a 0, I guess. I wasn't fully awake. And I hope everybody had a good weekend. I did for the most part. Yeah, it was a good weekend. Did some live stream with Tony yesterday on Bell Kings Fantasy Football, which was good. Wasn't too happy with the Bills losing yesterday, but we'll talk about that in the football section here. But they did lose, and it was a good game. It was a good game. It was a lot of good games, a lot of close games, a lot of games determined by kickers, Tony. So kickers are important. There's so many games I watched yesterday. It was determined by a kicker. Some spectacular comeback where you thought it was all over, and no, it's not over until that clock is 0. As far as that goes, as far as what I was saying. Good morning, Thamer. Good morning, Thamer, coming in from the Riyadh, the kingdom of Saudi Arabia in Riyadh. Good morning, and he's saying hi to Tony, and Tony's saying hi to Thamer. Good morning to you. Glad to have you here, my friend. And so we're all good. We're all good. We're doing good this morning. But I didn't do anything Saturday. What did I do Saturday? I think I watched a movie Saturday. I watched Edge of the World with Tom Cruise. You know that one where he's in fictitious aliens have taken over and they're battling. He dies and he gets reincarnated and stuff because he had the blood of the alien on him or something like that. That was pretty good. I forgot how that ended. It was pretty interesting. As far as it's just it's sort of like the Groundhog Day scenario on that fact. Groundhog Day, repeating the same moment of time over and over and stuff like that until the time continuum lines up back again or something like that. I don't know. Is this at that time continuum 101 as far as travel? I don't. In theory, I think we go back in time. I'd be more apt to say we could probably. I don't know. That's a big question. Some people say, well, in theory we can't. Yeah, well, in theory we could. I could have in theory, I could have $1 billion in my bank account, but I don't. I could if I worked hard enough and stuff, but I just don't have that aptitude as far as some of those other billionaires and stuff. I guess is this, or else they're conning the people. I don't know. There's different opinions on that stuff too, but we're getting our day started here. We did have a pretty decent weekend. I lost my butt and chest Friday night, and then I played a game last night online with my neighbor, and I lost again. I just I got to brush up on my chess game. I used to I just get to a certain point and I lose focus on my game plan and stuff like that. But I like playing chess, even when I lose, I guess, because you got to be a good loser to be a good winner. And believe me, I'm a good winner as far as what comes to it. But you have to lose. Losing is part of overcoming the issues at hand and stuff like that. As far as that goes. So it's just a game. But games will teach us a lot of things and stuff like that. So I do like playing chess. Chess is, there's a lot of other good games to play, especially online games, with the eye candy and stuff. But chess is, you got to think. You have to think as far as that goes a little bit deeper, because it's pretty much, you got the pieces, both two people are playing, and they got the board. That's it. And each piece represents something else and stuff. My neighbor, we were trying to wrangle this other neighbor of ours into playing. He knows chess. He's not really an avid chess. I don't know if I'm an avid. I like playing chess. It's fun, especially here years later, being able to play that game once again with the neighbor and stuff. It just sparked up. This past summer, the beginning of this past summer, my neighbors had a barbecue, and we got talking and started talking about chess. The subject of chess was brought up, and then my neighbor said, "Hey, I'm coming over next Friday, and we play a game out there on the gazebo there in the backyard." I said, "Oh yeah, that sounds good." It made the summer good. Did they suspend Cowboys game yesterday? No, they played last night. Dammer, they played, I think. Let me look real quick. I was watching a little bit. There was a rain delay. There was a rain delay because that's why I was playing the chess game with my my neighbor there. Yeah, the Cowboys won. Dallas Cowboys won. I picked the Pittsburgh Steelers, so they're both 3-2 now. Which I think this is week 5, and it's a close. Everybody was close. Everybody's close, I guess, in the standings. It looks like. Even with the Bills losing, they're still in good standings and stuff. So, no, they delayed it because there was some heavy rains coming through Pittsburgh. So they delayed it for, I think it was almost an hour and a half by the time they started the game. So I was playing a chess game online with my friend, my neighbor, and because he was saying, so they didn't suspend the game. No, it played. It looks like from what I'm seeing, the Cowboys won. And such, so which is a surprise to me. I went to bed before. I think it was right at the halftime. I was too tired, so I went to bed. I think Pittsburgh that was tied. It was 3-3. I think. I don't know. I have to look at the box scores. We'll look at the box scores. But this summer was, or this summer. No, this weekend felt like summer. It was pretty nice weather-wise, and as far as that goes. But the weather is changing. Did see some. Out where we had the shrubbery removed, me and the missus were out there Saturday morning, and we're just tidying it up a bit. And we got talking to one of the village residents, I guess. Or stand there talking and stuff like that. And it was a nice Saturday. I just look overhead. There's about, I'd say about 30 geese that are flying. So the geese are flying. They're starting to probably head north. One of the things I have not seen this fall or autumn, I've only seen one monarch butterfly, and that's not good. The population is probably really low as a result. I'm going to have to do some research on that as far as because usually I see on the average probably anywhere from I would say anywhere from 25 to 50 in the span between mid-August and now. I've only seen one monarch butterfly. I've seen other butterflies, but the monarch butterfly is my favorite one. And it just, I'm just, that's the first time I've ever, I've lived here 27 years now. I keep on saying 28, 20. It seems like that, but it's been 27 years that we've lived here in the village. And I normally see more than that during this time span. This is the first time I can really remember I've only seen one. But I think it's because of last winter. There was a winter storm in Southern California and Northern Baja. That's where they all migrate to and stuff, and it killed a lot of them. So currently here in the southern tier of upstate New York, we have a temperature of 55 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 12 degrees Celsius. 12 degrees, that's a comfortable temperature right now for autumn and spring. And let's see, what did I get? I got some notifications here. What do we got? Oh, thank you, Tony D and Clay, Soul Cruiser from over there in the UK. Liking the more Soul Cruiser. If you're here watching this on the public Facebook, or you're watching this broadcast, thank you very much, my friend. And I know I've known Soul Cruiser there for a number of years, going back to the audio days. And then thank you, Tony, for the like as well. And so let's see. Get back to the weather here. So yeah, it looks like current temperature, like I said, 55 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to have a mix of clouds and suns during. I think we got a little rain last night too. I woke up last night and looked out and looked like there was some puddles alongside of the road there, so that would indicate a little bit of rain. Partly cloudy this morning, then becoming cloudy during the afternoon. Slight chance of rain showers. I'm just seeing cloudy on the board here. High 63 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds out of the northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. So it's going to be a pleasant day today. Sun will be rising at 7:10 a.m. That's in another hour and 2 minutes. 7:10 a.m. the sun will be rising, and the sun will be setting later today at 6:35 p.m. And our world times and temperatures as I speak, starting in Honolulu, Hawaii at 12:08 a.m. Clear skies, 79 degrees Fahrenheit. Phoenix, Arizona, 3:08 a.m. currently. Clear skies, 84 degrees Fahrenheit. The windy city of Chicago, Illinois, clear skies, 52 degrees Fahrenheit. In the jungle, New York City, at 6:09 a.m. Cloudy skies, 64 degrees Fahrenheit. Down there in Warner Robins, Georgia, where Tony is at, he's reporting 63 degrees Fahrenheit right now, 85 for the high, 62 for the low, and clear as far as it goes. Across the pond, the Atlantic Ocean, over in Cork, Ireland, at 11:09 a.m. It's cloudy skies in Cork, 57 degrees Fahrenheit. In Milan, Italy, Mangia, in Milan, Italia, 12:09 p.m., 59 degrees Fahrenheit. And swinging over to Kuala Lumpur, well, let's see. Thamer's here. Thamer, let's back up. In Riyadh, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, at 1:10 p.m., sunny and clear, but 102 degrees Fahrenheit. Actually, that's a little bit low, I guess, right? So I don't know if that's a cooler 102 degrees. And over there where Double J's is at, and we'll go ahead and do let's see, in New Delhi, because I know Double J's is from India. In New Delhi, India, at 3:40 p.m., it's cloudy and sun. There's a little bit of sun, I guess. 93 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's a little, and it's 93 in Mumbai at 3:40 p.m. also. Sunny and clear. Sunny and clear though in Mumbai. So that's in India. So thank you for being here. Double J's and Thamber, those are, when you're here, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to say what your temperatures are and stuff. That's where you guys are at. In Kuala Lumpur at 6:11 p.m., clear skies in Kuala Lumpur, 88 degrees Fahrenheit. In Tokyo, Japan at 7:11 p.m., cloudy skies with a little clearing. In Tokyo, 81 degrees Fahrenheit. And down on the great continent of Australia, the great country of Australia, and a very good ally and friend and ally, I should say. I should put friend first. They're good friends and ally to the United States of America. In Melbourne, Australia at 9:11 p.m., it is cloudy with a little clearing, 54 degrees Fahrenheit. But to the east in Sydney at 9:11 p.m., cloudy and clear, but 75 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a big temperature, 54 to 74. That's a big temperature difference right there. That's interesting. Huh. Those are our world times and temperatures as I speak. And hopefully we all have a nice day with the weather that we have. Our thought for the day, we do have one, is from a gentleman named Jack Dempsey. And just for me, hearing Jack Dempsey, I'm thinking he's the fighter. American professional boxer. That's who he was. A great American boxer. William Harrison Jack Dempsey, nickname Kid Blackie, and the Mallet Muller, was an American professional boxer who competed from 1914 to 1927 and reigned as the world heavyweight champion from 1919 to 1926. And passed away down there in New York City at 87 and 1983. But remember, he's a boxer, okay? So he's in the fight game. And Jack Dempsey's quote and our thought for the day this morning, give you all something to think about. A champion, which he was one. A champion is someone who gets up when he can't. Just when you think you can't do it, you reach down deep and you get up. And that's what made him a great fighter. He could have just laid there. I'm done with this. I don't want to take any of my hits. But no, he had the drive. He had the desire to win. He wanted to be successful. A champion is someone who gets up when he can't. A good quote, a great quote, a very strong quote. It's a motivational quote to where when you say you can't do something, well, you know what? Get back and do it. We're going to fail when we make our attempts at doing things. I have in my life many times, but that one time where you think you can't and then you do it, you succeed. Hopefully. Okay. So I think that's a good motivational quote that it's easy to give up. It's easy to give up on things and stuff. And last week, I guess just for an example, I've seen too many people in my lifetime right now that they, for example, this is from my experience, getting married. Last week, me and the missus, we celebrated our 38th wedding anniversary. We've been together 38 years. It's a number, it's whatever, but there's other people that get married and they just get divorced, get married again, get divorced, get married, and hopefully the third time's a charm. But you have to, in a marriage, there's ups and downs, and me and the missus, we've we've had ours. Okay. I'm not going to say our fair share. I don't think I want to have a fair share of that side of the coin. But we had our ups and downs, but we were able to work. We were down and stuff. We could have gave up right there, but we didn't. I just know that the missus didn't give up on me because just about every single time it was my bonehead blunder and stuff like that. Stumbling home drunk or something like that, and which happened a couple times. I'm a happy drunk too, but it's just the fact that she was worried about me. I didn't really give her the consideration. All I had to do is make a phone call. Hey, I'm over here and having a couple beers with the boys and stuff like that at the club. The firefighters I worked with and stuff like that over the years and stuff. All it takes is a phone call, and I disregarded that, and that was not being respectful for her as being a partner, to let her know that, hey, I'm doing okay. Just socializing with some firefighters that I work with and stuff like that, which firefighters do. But it gets you in trouble and stuff like that. We can laugh about it now. We have a good laugh about it now and stuff like that, because looking back at those are lessons learned. So a champion is someone who can get up when he can't. And I can't say I could have just said I can't do this anymore. Screw it. No, that's not in the cards for me. So I know some people, you have to go that route because you have no choice and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm not just saying divorce is bad. In some cases, you better off just clean cut of it, stuff like that. But it still boggles my mind. People getting divorced and they get married 3-4 times over. It's like, what's really? I don't know. So a good quote from Jack Dempsey, great American boxer. A champion is someone who gets up when he can't. Thank you, sir. God bless and Godspeed. Our national day today. Let's see what we have here. Our national day. National Propane Day? Really? National Propane Day. I guess when we were up at, we went to the Beer Tree for lunch for our anniversary. We don't do anything special. So we went up to the Beer Tree Friday afternoon, and it was good. I had a good, it was an avocado bacon cheeseburger. Oh my God. It's good. Beer Tree in Johnson City at the Oakdale Commons. It used to be the Oakdale Mall. Now it's called the Oakdale Commons. You can look it up. The Beer Tree in Johnson City. Good morning, Tina. I was just thinking, where the hell is Tina at? We've been on for 26 minutes and stuff. And glad to have you here, Tina. Good morning to you. And go get your coffee, girl. But when we were up there, we're driving down, and I guess we relocated, and I fell back asleep. Oh, okay. Okay. That's okay. No problem. That's good. It's good to go back to sleep. Just screw it. I got to go back to sleep for a little bit. But we were there, and then right in the parking lot, BJ's. It's sort of like a Sam's Club, a big box place. They have a gas station, and right next to the gas station, they have a sign for selling propane. And propane is like, I don't know how they measure it, but I saw a price of $1.25 and $1.50. And I thought that was gas at first, and it's a propane. So today's National Propane Day. I don't know. Okay, if you use propane, we used to use propane to barbecue. Now we use regular charcoal. Let's see. We have National Inner Beauty Day. Okay, National LED Light Day. LED light. Okay. We've changed over to LED. We got the kitchen and the back room are all LED light, and they work pretty good. Got a lot more light. We're gonna go with this one, National chocolate covered pretzel day. Who doesn't like a chocolate covered pretzel? That's a good combination. Chocolate covered pretzel. October 7th officially marks the sweet and salty goodness of National Chocolate Covered Pretzel Day. Whether they're dipped in deep dark milk or white chocolate, be sure to celebrate every mouth-watering pretzel bite. And you love that, Tina? Good. Hashtag chocolate covered pretzel day. Salty, crunchy pretzels and chocolate are a gold mine of the snack world, and their combination is oh so popular, sweet and salty flavor craze. Charge up the chocolate from white to milk or dark, and they set aside even the mild sweet tooth because you got a little bit of both. You got that salty, and you got the thing there, the sweetness from the chocolate. So today is hashtag chocolate covered pretzel day. I can live with that one. I like that one. Let's see. This week, tomorrow, just as a program note, we won't be doing the audio podcast on Spotify for podcasters. That's a Fireman Rich audio podcast that I do Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tomorrow will be a Mixcloud day where I put in the pretend want to be radio DJ. Want to be, meaning, I don't know, if they offered me a job, I go, but I'm not actively seeking a job. It's just, I pretend, okay, just to clarify. There's a need to clarify because some people get some misconceptions that I've been doing that. I started doing that. A gentleman named Mr. Bill Elder, who's down there in Macon, Georgia. He is a real DJ. He wanted to be a DJ. He had a DJ studio make believe in his basement when he was a kid, and he became a radio DJ. And I got to know him online, wherever he may be at. I wish him well because he used to be online doing YouTubes. Bill Elder, check him out. He has his page is still up on YouTube. And but he started doing the Mixcloud, and I started doing it. I think it's been 12 years I've been on the Mixcloud platform. So it's always been a Tuesday thing, and that's I like doing that. I have fun doing that. It's I have fun doing the audio podcast too on Spotify for podcasters. Started back on the Audio Boo days, even though I didn't know it was a podcast. I was just doing the audio. I call it audio podcast. I just want, but for the people that are listening right now on the audio, say, well, what's this all about? This broadcast here, like I've been doing for the last week or so. I've been repurposing the audio on Spotify for podcasters as an audio pod, an audio pod. So I call them audio pods because, and there's people that listen. So there's people that want to listen. I'm going to provide it and stuff. It's just an extra step in my workflow that I do on the live streaming and audio podcasting bit here on this thing called the internet. And I think it's working quite well. And it's only a good thing as far as that goes. I'm broadcasting on multiple platforms, live streaming. Why not go ahead and just not, instead of just sticking to the same old Tuesdays and Thursdays or every other Tuesday because I'm doing Mixcloud, go ahead and put this up because there's capability. Why not do it? As far as it only takes an extra 5 minutes. It actually takes longer to download because I download this broadcast off of Twitch, and then I upload it back up onto Spotify for podcasters. So I'm over there on Spotify at Fireman Rich. And for those folks that are listening to me on the audio side, on Spotify and all those other fine audio podcasting platforms, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate the clicks there on the things because that gives it. But tomorrow we'll be doing Mixcloud where I don't get that many clicks on Mixcloud. It's the Rich. My channel is Mixcloud /Richard M. Roberts. Okay, let's see. We got something here. We got somebody on the Twitch side that wants me. Well, that's a different one. And They're putting. Let me take care of this, folks. We got first time chatter that's soliciting, and that's one of the things we don't do here on the broadcast. We don't solicit from the. So it's this full disclosure. It's an automatic block and ban. So you're gone there, dude. You're gone. You're gone. You're banned. And with that deletes that comment. I can still see it though. Boost your views and climb the Twitch. I'm not interested in climb. I'm fine on the Twitch food chain there. I like right where I'm at. We got a good group of people, so that gets deleted from Twitch. So usually it's want cheap viewers, and my viewers aren't cheap. So it just pops up. It's one of those. It's probably a bot. So those they get an automatic delete. There's no reason to have those and stuff like that. So I gotta laugh at those. They're ridiculous. So tomorrow will be the Mixcloud broadcast tomorrow, as far as that goes. And I have fun with that. It's mixcloud.com/Richard M. Roberts. Because if you search Fireman Rich, you may go to the old channel. I have 212 broadcasts. And I started a second channel because when they went to a paid service, I have the free service. I'm cheap. You can only have 10 broadcasts, and then you have to rotate them out, either put it in a draft form or delete it. Well, I'm not going to put 212 broadcasts that I've done over the last 12 years. 11 years there on the other platform, on the other page as drafts. That's ridiculous. There's a lot of good music there. But I can leave that up. But I just started another channel and stuff like that. So we actually hit something here. What's this link? Oh, that's right. Tony D's on the Mixcloud too. I just seen the notification. It goes to show how often I'm on this. I was on here 2 weeks ago, because that's when I do the Mixcloud, is every 2 weeks. Tony D had a music broadcast there a week ago. So Tony D's over there on Mixcloud, and I don't get a lot of views, but I just like having it there because I listen to the channel, to the music and stuff I put up there, as far as that goes. So I pretend to be the hashtag want to be radio DJ. I think that's sort of funny saying that, because I remember Bill Elders, he got a kick out of that. But he was a very genuine gentleman. And so I'm thinking about you, Mr. Bill Elder, and hope and wish you well. Let's see. In our history, let's go ahead and go over our history here a little bit. 1765, the Stamp Act Congress convened in New York to draw up a colonial grievance against England. That was one of the many items. It wasn't just about throwing the tea over. It's about the taxes and no representation. I don't know. Do we have representation here in the United States? It's up to discussion. Let's see. Back in 1942, even though it had good intentions, the U.S. and British government announced the establishment of the United Nations, the intergovernmental organization that won a Nobel Peace Prize in 2001 of sending peacekeeping troops in East Timor. Well, my thoughts on the UN, they're not favorable. I don't really. Hey, Tim Fan 40, yo. Sorry, been busy. Yeah, you're a contractor. I know what you do. Yeah, I know you've been busy. I'm glad to see that you popped in. Now we know you're doing well. I think it's been about a week or so. So it's good to see you. I know you're busy. You got the job to do. You got to make that buck. And contractors, they work hard. I wasn't a contractor, but I associated. I had to work with contractors on various projects and stuff like that. Where at the day job, on facilitating them with certain things, as far as that goes. So glad to see you here, Tim. Glad to see you here, Tim. But the UN, it's not my favorite organization. I've been to the UN when I was a kid. Went there with my father, and I think my grandmother was with us. Or else it was just my father. I'm not sure if any of my brothers were with me. I remember going there, and I sent a postcard to myself because when you're at the UN, you're not in the United States. You're technically in every country in the world. It's like an embassy. We have embassies throughout the world, and here in the United States of other countries. That's sovereign property to that particular country. So the UN is just an entity. So I thought that was pretty neat. I could send a postcard, and that was technically the first time I ever went out of the country, I guess, if you think about it. Tim Fan 40, my left ankle is swelled up. Don't know what happened. Did you bump it? Might have bumped it on something. You didn't realize it. When you work in construction, there's a lot of things you can bump into. Believe me, I bumped over my share. They say, hey, watch out, Rich, you're going to be tripping. And all of a sudden I go tripping over. Let's see. What else we have? In 1963, President John F. Kennedy signed the Partial Test Ban Treaty with Britain and Soviet Union, prohibiting all test detonation of nuclear weapons except underground. 1982, Cats, the musical, opened on Broadway, beginning a record-running 7,485 performances. And that was supposed to be a really good production there. Let's see, over on the AP side, and then we're going to go do 100 years ago today. We're running early now. We're running a little early. So that's it. Somebody out in the kitchen there. Okay, we already talked about the Stamp Act. 1913, the first moving assembly line began operation at the Ford Motor Company factory in Highland Park, Michigan. And that started the manufacturing boom, that assembly line, and assembly line, that was at the heart of the Industrial Revolution here in the United States. Let's see. In 1992, trade representatives of the United States, Canada, and Mexico initiated the North American Free Trade Agreement during a ceremony in San Antonio, Texas, in the presence of President George H.W. Bush, Canadian Prime Minister Brian Mulroney, and Mexican President Carlos Salinas de Gortari. And that soon got found it wasn't in the United States' interests, and it was changed and renegotiated in a manner of speaking. Let's see. In 2001, the war in Afghanistan started as the United States and Britain launched air attacks against the military targets of Osama bin Laden training camps in the wake of the September 11th attacks. And we should have just took care of it real quick and not prolong it. And hopefully there's another circumstance going on over there in the Middle East. But it takes two sides to come to the table and stuff like that and talk. Not that one side's definitely in the wrong. And the other side has, just like we, I guess I'm just a believer. You're going to come in my house and make a wreck of it. I'm going to go after you and get you out of my house and kick you out. And I think that's the same case as far as with the attacks on 9/11. But I'm very, at this point in my life, I'm looking back at once we whacked bin Laden as a country in the United States. My feelings was we should have never gone. We should have left Afghanistan, let the Afghanis take care of themselves as far as deciding what they want for the country and stuff like that. the United States has a problem over its history of doing this so-called nation building, and I'm not a big fan of that. Go in there, take care of the bad guys, and get out, and stuff like that. And hopefully, the people that come back maybe provide some assistance, but not the assistance that we have now. I mean, recently we're given billions of tax-paying money from the United States to these other countries that it seems that they're not very appreciative of it. And they're doing things that are counter to what we as the United States government believe in they should be doing, and they're not really doing it. And it's accountability too. It goes back to when we were in Afghanistan, there was no accountability at the end. When we pulled out of there haphazardly, we left billions of dollars of and that's my money. I pay taxes. And as a taxpayer, I have that right as an American citizen to say, hey, this is my tax money. So back in the revolutionary days before, that was one of the reasons we went to war with England and Great Britain there, as far as no taxation or no representation for taxation and stuff. So not to say, the United States, we've done some stupid things, and Vietnam was one of those. If you look back on history, you look back on history, you learn so much that we had so many opportunities before the Vietnam War to take care of that part of the world, and I don't think we've heeded to the lessons of history. Though sometimes you have to hit with a big stick to take care of things. I'm not saying we shouldn't do that when it's necessary. But then again, we have some support going on to another country where there's no accountability, and it's sort of fostered over like, oh, okay, we're doing a great thing, and it's like maybe in the beginning, because I'm not a fan of the Russian government or the Chinese government. The Russian people and Chinese people, that's a different thing. But what the Russians are doing right there, Putin is a criminal. Putin was with the what was their secret service called? Putin's the one that started. He's the one that had. You just look. It was on TV. You had these columns of Russian trucks coming into a sovereign country after this then Soviet Union imploded, and all these satellite countries decided for themselves to have their own country. And Ukraine is one of them. And KGB. Oh, that's right. Thank you. Can always count on Double J. Thank you, Doug. That's right. He was part of the KGB. And for anybody to say that he's a good man, you might want to rethink that. You might want to do your own research. Don't go by hearsay. Let's just say when I was in the United States Air Force, let's just say his name came up quite often, okay, as a KGB person. So I can okay, and people say that about the CIA. So I'm not going to argue that, but there's enough evidence. You just do your own research. For anybody to say he was a good man, he represents a government that is keeping people down. I think the majority of the Russian people, just look at the people that speak up against him. We have people here that speak up against our president. They're not getting thrown into jail. They're not being poisoned. The dirty Cold War. Exactly. And believe me, we don't even know the scratch of the surface of what happened during the Cold War. And I don't want to know now. But you can see things from history, what spurred up. So, but then again, the president of Ukraine, when we send him billions of dollars, and we're only sending $750 for assistance. Okay, it's not paying for their houses, but for assistance for them to get by with down there in North Carolina. That is that's a tragedy. Weather's going to happen and stuff, but that storm. But this government, they have this FEMA. There's money that was set aside for that particular thing for these storms, and it was taken away to take care of some other made up crisis that could be taken care of very easily by closing the border. And that money is being given to people that are they really, it just, the money wasn't used, was being used for something else. What's your opinion of the Israel Hamas? Israel has a right to defend their sovereign nation. If it goes too long, Double J's, that's what I'm getting to. When you do battle something like that, it's just like us in the United States. We whacked bin Laden, and then we were still in Afghanistan for 20 years. That's 10 years longer than the Russians. You got to have an end game. Hopefully, the Israelis will have an end game. I think they're still contending with something that needs to be taken care of. Okay, hopefully they do take care of it. Did we take care of terrorism? No, terrorism's always going to be with us, but we have to be strong in the face of terrorism. So as far as Israel, I think they have a right as a country. And war is dirty. War is very is not good. But in some cases, if you want to rectify and clean out the bad guys, you have to do that, and that's what they're doing. Whether it's successful, hopefully they are. Israel is an ally of the United States. There's people that disagree with it, but that's the way the government works, I guess. They've been a strong ally for us, and and then you look at people saying that Putin's good and stuff like that, but he has political prisoners just because they speak out against him, and they have a following over in Russia, but you don't see that. When you do see it, you see little glimpses of it. And so the world is not a perfect world. We know anybody that says there is, it is. But that's where I'm thankful I live in the country I live in, because compared to Russia, it's probably a beautiful country. Great. I almost, when me and the missus first got stationed, after we got married, we were stationed over in Italy. We were almost going to take a trip to Leningrad and then to Moscow. Those two cities we were going to visit, but we decided not to because we're starting a family as far as that goes. Yeah, hope peace prevails soon. Yeah, exactly, Double J's. War is not good. War is not good. You get in there, you take care of your business and stuff like that. But when you're constantly being attacked, you can't just sit there and take the shit. The other side, when you got somebody that it's made known they want total annihilation, it's like, okay, you still have to defend yourselves and stuff like that. So, there's probably wrong on both sides and stuff. But it's funny how this was all talk, and then Tina's saying hi to Double J. So I'm not going to go on we'll get off this subject here. I don't want to go too deep in it. Oh yeah. I had to. It took me a little bit to fathom what that was all about, Double J's. I'm not gonna go into it. We're not gonna go into the discussion of that. But yeah, I'm going. Wow. But that's what happens when you're dealing with older technology that still has a loophole in it that you can utilize it to your advantage. Yeah, that was a real. I was like, really? It's like they actually did that. It's like, I've heard of things that governments can do via the internet and stuff like that. It's just like, so I don't know. It's interesting. Let me get to the rest of the history here. Let's go do 100 years ago. We're getting sidetracked here, folks. Let's go visit Luther Rogers here over on Fox 40 for 100 years ago. And this is from Friday, Friday, the October 4th. Let's check. Let's see. Let me bring that up here. Yeah, let's go ahead and do 100 years ago. Share that. And there's Roger. Let's go ahead and listen to Roger Luther.
"100 years ago today, the World Series begins today. It will be broadcast on radio. Citizens Department Store at Court and State Street will be playing the broadcast and has invited the public to come in and listen to the game. Following the arrest of an Eldridge Street man who police believe to be a drug addict, several places in this city suspected of selling narcotics are now being investigated. Although prohibition has now been in effect for 4 years, liquor is still plentiful in Broome County. According to records at the Broome County Jail, out of 113 prisoners sent to jail in September, 75 went there for public intoxication. And finally, Binghamton is having a price war on gasoline. Motorists can now purchase gasoline for 16 cents a gallon. Previous price was 18 cents. And that was the news 100 years ago.
Oh my God, 16 cents a gallon for gas 100 years ago. And then there was a price war because the price went up to 18 cents a gallon. Oh my God, that is unreal. That is unreal. Yeah, that's a big lots of laugh. That's lots of laughs. Wow. And what else do I in there on the what is it? The radio. It wasn't a radio in your home, it was a radio in the department store because radios probably cost a lot back then. So you must be dreaming. Yeah. Well, it's a dream now, Double J's, as far as 18 cents a gallon. That was the high for gas. I can remember my mom pulling in to get gas saying for 29 cents I remember 29 cents a gallon. Or maybe it was 39 cents. Yeah. The missus just said I'm old. Yeah, I'm old. I am old. Oh my God, I am old. Oh, let's go back here. So there we have 100 years ago, as far as from W. Old as gold, Double J says. Yeah, I like that one, Double J's. Old as gold. But the one part in there that they were talking about, the as far as the intoxications, we seen that the drug addiction. Yeah, did you see the there's a change now? Did you see that, Tina? From since when we started, it was all about alcohol. This is the first one I've seen with the drug addictions 100 years ago. That's starting to come into play. Yeah, you saw that too, didn't you? And as far as what Luther Rogers was talking about, drug, I'm like, look at that. Oh, wow. Okay, there it is. The first indication of drug addictions. Usually it's just a bunch of drunk bums in jail. They put in jail, which was a number of them. We seen them on listening to this, but and Tina says yes to that as far as the drug addiction. I found that pretty eye-opening 100 years ago. I figured drug addiction didn't start until like the 1920s or 30s. They're talking about it. So, all right, folks, we're going to go ahead and take a break here. I'm about almost out of coffee. And I got to see where Jack is. Jack hasn't been around here, so I got to see what he's up to. So we're going to go ahead and take a little break, and we'll be back in a few minutes here. You guys just sit tight, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. We're back here on Monday Morning Coffee, 10.07.2024. Rich Roberts, at Fireman Rich over there on X. And we're on the second half. We just finished our first hour. And yeah, go ahead and make your phone call, Tina. No problem. And Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich on X, and also those other fine social media platforms. And you can check out, just Google at Fireman Rich, and you'll see where I'm at. You know, it's pretty interesting. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and Google. Let me see. I do this periodically. Let me see if I can Google at Fireman Rich. At Fireman Rich. See, I do the Google bit. Yeah, right at the top. We're on X. We're on Facebook. The public Facebook is there. Oh, let me check the public Facebook. Let's see. How are we broadcasting on there? I got to say, and Tina's back. Okay, Tina, thank you. Let me check the public Facebook here. Yep, we're live. We're live over there. Let me see if we have any. I do have a couple viewers that are over there that have given me comments over here. Let me check this out. Let's make sure that. And that's just me. Let's see. What do we have? We usually tells me the viewership after the fact. So we're on the public Facebook. I'm glad about that. And after what I saw yesterday, being on Tony D's broadcast, it was pretty eye-opening as far as, I guess, the power of Facebook, of being on Facebook. Again, I'm not a Zuckerberg fan. I got to say that right up the thing. But I guess Facebook, you got to recognize the fact that there are a lot of people on the Facebook. So why not be on it? I can, you know, that's why I can understand people not agreeing. They disagree with Elon, which is their prerogative. No problem there. But they just take that a step further and say, well, I'm not going to use X because of that. Like that's their, okay, that's my flag in the ground stance. Is like, well, you're missing out then. I sort of took that notion about Facebook, and I sort of loosened. I was like, wait a minute, Facebook, there's other people I know on Facebook. So for me, using the product, it's not about the person that's behind it, because I disagree with them. I'm not, like I said, I make no bones. I'm not well, in that case, I'm not really a Bill Gates fan either. I still use Microsoft. Okay. So, you know, it's, I don't know, you got to find an even medium and stuff like that. So, you know, as far as the Facebook, yesterday during Tony D's broadcast of Belt Kings Fantasy Football, he for the folks that are watching and also listening on the AirPod of the morning coffee here, every Sunday, Tony D has, because it's football season, he has a broadcast called Belt Kings Fantasy Football. He allows me to come up. I joke about that, but he's been doing it for 3 years, and I'm on the panel there, and I have great fun. I have a lot of fun. Each year it gets better and better, and we have a lot of fun presenting, talking about football, because I still say I don't know squat about it, but I like watching the play and the different players and stuff. There's there's a lot of dynamics to the game. So, but on his broadcasts, he uses Restream. So he's multicasting, and that's what I do. I multicast. But as being up there, when you get invited up on Restream, you can broadcast to 3 different places. So I broadcast to X. No, I don't. No, not anymore, because I got to pay for that. But I broadcast to Twitch. I broadcast to YouTube. And I broadcast to Facebook, the public Facebook now. I did it for the first time yesterday. And after that broadcast, Tony, if you're still here, let me see what the count is. I could not believe the number on the thing there. Let's see. Yeah, there it is. We're up to 104. If that number is the number of views, it's 104 views. I don't look at the numbers a lot, okay? But when I see, I'm thinking, okay, there's going to probably be maybe 20, 30 people, views. No, it's up to 104, and I'm just tailing off of Tony's broadcast. So I'm thinking, wow, there's some power. That's a viewership. For this particular broadcast, I average, and like I said, I go in there and look at the numbers, and it's a good. And I'm at a very comfortable spot right now. I don't want thousands. I want to know the people that are in the chat here. I want to know the people that comment after the fact and stuff like that. So to have like 100, anywhere from 50, 60 to 100 views and stuff like that. So the replays, I guess the bottom line is what I'm saying. Replays are very powerful in doing this broadcasting bit. And I just see it on a smaller scale. And it's a scale I want to stay at. Okay. So because it humbles me that you are taking a little bit of your time to watch and now listen. Those people that are on the audio side, you are listening to me. As far as, and it's just like, okay, I'm not, there's times I don't find myself interesting, but I still talk it. I try and have a conversation as far as that goes. That's what this is all about. It's part of the fun and having a conversation. And, I do enjoy that. So, plus it, gets me going here in the morning as far as, doing things. Let's see. We checked that. Let me check Kick here. Let's see. Kick was supposed to, nope, we don't have any views. We usually get like 4 replay views on Kick as far as that goes. And then let's see, I got a comment here. Oh, what's this? You earned a top fan badge from WEBO. What's this top fan badge? What's this? Let's accept that. With WEBO, your hometown, I just got recognized as one of the top fans. Oh, wow. Check that out. Let's go ahead and put that up on the let's go ahead and post it. What the hell? I don't know. WEBO is a local radio station here in Owego, New York. You can listen to it online. It's My Hometown News. It's a good channel. Let me go to their page here. This is let me bring this up. WEBO, I listen to it in the morning time and in the afternoon. And also WNBF, that's another radio station I listen to. That's out up there in Binghamton. Let's see, what am I doing here? Oh, okay, I got to turn that off. Let's go to present. And over on and WEBO, they have a Facebook page. So from the Fireman Rich, I'm looking at WEBO for news that I can present here to share with you all and to say, hey, this is a pretty decent radio station. This gives you an idea of what's going on in my community here in upstate New York, the southern tier. And this right here shows you you're going to be, we got the pumpkin harvest going in. Look at that pumpkin. Congratulations to Wyatt Zorn, Tioga County, New York, the great club champion, 465. Sorry, she called me back. Okay, no problem, Tina. But look at that pumpkin. It's so heavy, it's squashed a little bit. That's 465 pounds worth of pumpkin. He won the pumpkin challenge. That's what's happening here in Tioga County. We grow some big pumpkins. You want to see my pumpkins? I've got some big. What's that? No. I'm showing the WEBO Facebook page. So this is the power of Facebook. So I go beyond it's just like now I don't want to share my private Facebook because that's private. I there's a distinction. So for Fireman Rich, this is something I would repost on the Fireman Rich Facebook page. But let's see. Oh, let's see. Let's go back to that. Let's go to the Fireman Rich Facebook page. Let's see. Where is that? Facebook. Let's go to Fireman Rich. Here's the Fireman Rich Facebook page. And you can see we're live. There's a live thing. And there's the thing that I just post it up there. This is WEBO, your hometown news. I got recognized as one of the top fans on WEBO, so I guess I could repost that. And those are the pictures of, and there's our live broadcast on the public Facebook right there. So I want to say thank you to all those individuals that got me over the 100, and also the people, the 100 people that are 100 and what is it, 103? Yeah, we're at 103 right now. So I want to say thank you. So it allows me to do this broadcast and show you some stuff on the Facebook side. So I better see if Hal is on. Okay, yeah, today's Monday, so I'm not sure where he's it's either, is he? Okay, no problem, Tina. Have a great Monday. Thank you for stopping by. Be good. We'll see you later. So there's the, that's the Facebook page as far as that goes. And so am I going to stop using it because I have a bitch about Zuckerberg? Nah, I keep it separate. That's all I'm saying. You got to keep those things separate. It's just like there's people in this country that are protesting what Israel's doing wrong. They have every right, but do it peacefully and don't demand things. And people that are here on student visas, you're not an American citizen, so you're in a different category when you protest. So be careful of that. We had one person, there's one individual that was in the news, a Cornell student. Was protesting and was given a couple chances. So, you need to stand down because you're actually you're violating one of the rules of the college. This is Cornell. This guy is on. This individual was on his or hers. I'm not sure. Their PhD, finishing their PhD. Is looking at having to leave the country because the individual has been suspended and kicked out because they violated the rules of the school. Individual was given a chance. Okay, so I've read enough on it that it was fair. Okay, but you got to be careful what you do, and you can't come back and say, well. It's my First Amendment right. Well, first of all, you're not an American citizen, so you don't really have any. The Constitution is not associated with people that are not American citizens. Citizens being the key word. Doing PhD and DPO, sometimes something stupid like that doesn't match at all. Yeah, I agree, because you would figure somebody that's going for their PhD, I want to get my PhD. That would be my driving force. I'm not going to do anything to upset that because that's what I'm there for. I know we have convictions, but when your conviction overtakes your lifelong dream, you better rethink your game plan. So this individual has to look at hopefully getting into another college, which probably will. But I had to laugh at the fact that this individual ended up saying that they have a First Amendment. They were practicing their First Amendment right. You have a right to say what you want, but that First Amendment right is to United States citizens. And even the non-citizens have a right to speak, but and you could say it's so associated, but it's not your right to under the Constitution. Constitution is for United States citizens, and it's a model for other countries to follow. Okay, so I found that pretty. They're trying to justify that, but it was clear cut. You look at the rule; they violated the rule, and Cornell said, "Nope, you're gone." And a lot of colleges are doing that because these people that are protesting, they're overexceeding with these encampments. Protests back in the day, you march in the street, you protest, that's good, everybody goes home. Now they're doing encampments. You don't want to do the encampments. That's going. I'm surprised they didn't get kicked out of the country. Well, if he doesn't, if the individual doesn't find another school, they have a limited amount of time. They are going to get they're on a student visa, and from what my understanding is, student visa, you're here to go to school. If you're not going to school, you're out. So I'm sure this individual probably, common sense tells me this individual will probably get into another school. But the individual's making more out of it. But I just didn't care for the fact that this individual, I'm glad that he's taken advantage of this country's freedoms. But to say they have a First Amendment right, you don't have any rights as a non-citizen here, okay? You have a right to visit this country and be here a certain amount of time. But if you're not a citizen, you got common rights, okay? Don't get me wrong there. But to say the Constitution, no. When you become an American citizen, you can say that. That's part of the thing about becoming an American citizen. So, because if I was to say that in another country, they'd boot me out of the country. Okay, so Double J's, yeah, you are a guest, and don't ditch. Exactly, Double J's. That's common sense. We're on the same page there, my friend. Yeah, and that's just common sense. You don't ditch the country you're in. We have citizens. Younger people that are ditching the country. They don't realize you can't do what you're doing. Let's say, okay, I brought up about Russia. This is one of the things you can't do in Russia. If you were to do this in Russia, Putin would throw you in jail. Cut and dry. Okay, there's another example. There's many examples of Putin squashing people and stuff. We don't do that here in the United States, though we do some stupid stuff. But I just found that funny. You got to be careful. So I don't know how I got it. Oh, I got on that about the social media and stuff like that. All things are good, but you have a limit. You can't go past that limit as far as that goes. Oh, we got another looking for viewers. Let's get rid of this thing. Stand by. Got another thing on Twitch there. We're going to do a block, and then we're going to ban. I make no bones about it. That just like, they get an automatic block and ban Double J's. I wonder if that's how, because there's a couple. Yeah, I gotta go back. I guess to make sure I go back on the listing there, because sometimes that accidentally blocks some other people. You know what I mean? It's like Double J's. Yeah, but they're coming up differently now. They're this one says looking for more viewers and higher. No, I'm not looking. I like where I'm at in Brian. So go away, please. Let's see. Let's check. I do have a couple other articles here. Let's see. What do I got here? This past weekend, they have this thing called the boot, the fireman boot for charity. And one of the things they do for the boot, is this a, oh, okay. This is a, let me bring this up here. This is on Channel 40, and they raised $6,000 in one day for cancer research. This is the firefighters in Binghamton, New York. So let's go ahead and bring this one up here. And there we go. So let's go ahead and look at this one.
Meanwhile, firefighters in Binghamton took time today to raise money for cancer research. Fox 40's Daniel Robinson tells us more about the Give Cancer the Boot campaign.
At the corner of Clinton and Front Streets, bystanders and drivers took time to fill the boots of City of Binghamton firefighters.
Everybody knows somebody that has cancer or has had cancer in the past or has cancer, so cancer hits home for just about everybody. So
every October, Binghamton takes part in the national campaign that began in 2006 by a retired firefighter to fund research on firefighter cancers.
But basically, 62% of line-of-duty deaths from firefighters is job-related cancers.
Firefighters are exposed to diesel fumes and chemicals that increases their exposure to known carcinogens, and they're at a higher risk of certain types of cancers. More reasons why fundraisers like this are so important.
And up till now, $498,000 has been received and donated to cancer research, specifically those dealing most prevalent in firefighters.
Today alone, city firefighters raised over $6,000, $1,000 more than the goal. In Binghamton, Daniel.
So there you have it. The boot. There's firefighters across the country that they pass the boot amongst at intersections, and as you can see, as this example here, they put money in the boot, and that money goes. It's donations, soliciting for people are gracious enough to contribute $1, and it all adds up for cancer research because it's becoming prevalent, especially those firefighters and emergency services and police that were on the ground zero at 9/11. Here it is years later. There's cancers that developing in these individuals that they're dying. And like the gentleman said, the firefighter, the Binghamton firefighter there said, cancer is very high amongst firefighters. And I am a cancer survivor. And I don't think I got my cancer from well, you know what's missing? I'm missing some things here. Hang on. I got sidetracked. There it is. We missed the owl. The owl wasn't up there. Nobody caught that. There we go. There we go. The nameplate. But I'm a cancer survivor. I don't think I've got my I had a clean bill of health. I had 20 years in the United States Air Force, and I had a clean bill of health when I left the United States Air Force. Is when I worked at IBM in manufacturing. They got chemicals. Huh? Okay, stop yelling. I got to stop yelling. Yeah. I worked amongst a lot of chemicals on the manufacturing floor. When I first started working there, I was on the raised floor, test operations, but you walk throughout the building and these fumes permeate, okay, from the chemicals of manufacturing circuit boards and all that. And then the processes that they have, you may have a circuit board where they want to strip off a layer, and they have this stuff that's called Cooper. You go in this one building, as soon as you walk in the door, you could smell that stuff. Well, I worked amongst that. I think that's where I was exposed for my prostate cancer. And I was very fortunate enough, thanks to the missus getting my kicking me in the butt, because I thought I had an enlarged prostate. I told the story many times, but for the folks that are listening on the audio pod, I thought I had an enlarged prostate. Well, come to find out, I went to when I said that, well, the nurse practitioner said, well, we'll set you up with the urologist doctor, and got an exam. And for prostate cancer, we used to joke about this a lot in the military. You get to finger up the bun hole, and the doctor has to actually touch the prostate to see if it's about the size of a walnut, and it has to be a soft tissue. Part of my prostate was not soft; it was hard. So something was going on there, and we went to do a biopsy. It came back confirmed. The one key word in the whole process, the doctor said, it's contained. It's contained in the prostate. So the process is you take the prostate out. So I had an operation, had the prostate removed. Follow-up was done. It's been 11 years now. I've been cancer-free, and I've been, knock on wood, very lucky compared to some of my brothers and sister firefighters. But cancer is very, very prevalent in the firefighting profession. There's a lot of firefighters that do, and in a lot of cases, it's due to exposure of chemicals. Because one thing, the subject that's brought up in the Air Force, I had to deal with this one product that we used. It's called AFFF foam. The foam that they're finding that in fire departments, it may be cancerous. I had no problem with that. I wasn't, because it wasn't. I didn't inhale the fumes and stuff as much, I guess, compared to other firefighters or something. That's what I'm just talking from my own experience, because it just seemed that I had been working at IBM for, what was it? Maybe 6. The missus is here. I was there for 9 years, so it was after I left IBM. Well, yeah, it was when I left IBM to the next job I had, the day job where I spent 17 years, my last 17 years before retiring. So you got to figure that it was that 9 years, because it was about 2 years, 3 years. No, actually, it was 7 years because we went. Okay, so it was almost like over 14 years after I left that it was found. So. You know, and to counter and to combat cancer, you have to have the funds to fund the research. You can't be sending money over to countries that we're not getting any return on our monies and stuff like that. I'm on that kick. I think on this past Saturday, I did a lot of posting on X as far as the comparison that we're not giving that much money to the folks that need it down there in North Carolina and Georgia and Florida for the hurricane, but we're sending billions of dollars over to other countries. That a lot of Americans here in the United States, American citizens, are recognizing that because that's our tax-paying money. We're sending billions and we're actually sending billions of dollars to people here that are coming into this country illegally. I will say that without reservation. It is illegal. Because if I was to, I couldn't walk into Saudi Arabia and say, oh, I'm here. Or India, our two friends there, I think they know that firsthand. I'd be thrown into jail, right, Double J's? You're trespassing. You're an invader.
You certainly wouldn't be given free health care.
Yeah,
credit card
and the thing is, the level that they're giving, it's just the amount of money that was destined, that was in FEMA, that was destined for storms, hurricanes, because we get hurricanes every year. So that's in the budget. So they took that money out of the budget and say, oh, we're going to do it over here because that's more of a priority. No, the priority in any country, it's its own citizens. Okay, so and I think anybody that's in another country will feel that way. It's good that when a country can help out, and the United States likes to help out. Believe me, we like to take care of things, but we have to take care of our own people first. Double J's is giving me the thing. I would be deported, yeah, for sure. Not necessarily here in India. Okay, I know. That's common sense, you know. So, you know, all this ruckus, and that's what the majority of Americans feel, that, you know, these people that are coming into our country, we feel for them, but we need to take care of our own first. And if we can take care of you, if you come in here legally, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But these loopholes that our current presidential administration is doing is ludicrous. It is. Oh, I'd go to jail. Okay. You'd be deported for sure. Not necessarily jailed here. I'd be jailed for a little bit until they could deport me, though. Right, Double Chase? So, yeah, I'd probably be deported. I would be deported. No, and that's the point I'm getting across. You know, people say they have, you know, I've heard people say they have, and this is from my own family members. They say they have a right to come in this country. No, they don't have any rights. They're invading our country, for Christ's sakes. So that's how I feel about it, you know. And it's elevated by the fact that there's a lot of fentanyl and some bad elements. You know, the people that are coming in, everybody think they're okay. They're people from South America and stuff. No, we're getting people from all over the world. You look at the news, we're getting a whole bunch of people from China. You can see it. And the newscasters say there's like 100 people there. They're all they fly in to Mexico and then they come through the southern border. Well, what's your purpose for being in this country? That's a legitimate question. Any country has a right to say, what are you here for? Oh, I'm for asylum. And you're wearing Gucci jeans. You got a freaking iPhone 17. It's like, wait a minute. You look like you're pretty well off. You want asylum? You know, there's something shady there. Okay. You know,
come in through the legal ports of entry.
Yeah, legal ports of entries and stuff like that. Now, I'm not saying
we wouldn't let most of them in.
Yeah, the vast majority of the people, they probably want to be here for a better life. But this political hay that we're making, we need to get a control of it, and hopefully after November 5th, we do get control of it, or also if we don't, we'll just have the same crap for another 4 years, putting up with it, and it's just going to be a strain on the American economy as far as that goes, and that's how I feel about it. I'm venturing into that realm I don't want to go in. I want to keep it, but that's my general view of it and stuff like that. So. Yeah, it's not far off. We'll see. It'll be interesting. That's one of the great things of this country. We do have elections, fair elections. There might be some. History has shown that there's always some funny business going on. Okay, so I'm not going to go back to discuss January 6th, though. There's people that are fixated on that day, as far as whatever. But we do have elections in this country, fair elections, and you can have one candidate say something against the other and vice versa. You don't have that in Russia. When was the last time they had a fair election? Well, the people decided to have Putin up there? I don't think so. The same thing in China, but that's the governments, okay? That's why Russia and China, they're our adversaries. They're not our enemies, but they think they're bigger than us, and we think we're bigger than them. So they become our adversaries. Granted, Russia and one time China was our allies, but they weren't squeaky clean. Neither were we. Okay, plain and simple. Russia never had elections. Yeah, there we go. Exactly, Double J's. That's the point I'm getting. So these people that are saying, "Oh, Russia's a great place," I don't think so. I think you could say Ukraine at least had some free elections, I guess, as free as they could be, I guess. So it's all through. It's all about the lens you're looking through, I think, also, as far as that goes. So let's see what else is in the news here. I do have another article. I do have something else here. Let's see. I do have another interesting article. Let's see, where is it? It's rock history, but it's from the 5th. Let me see something here as far as features. Let's see what they have. They have something for content. Let me check on WKGB. What do they have? Oh, here we go. What happened? Let's see. Let's do this. Let's do a little bit of music history. Let me get this set up here.
Okay, I'm gonna brush my teeth.
There we go. And what this is, let me bring this down a little bit here. Why October 6th matters in rock history. Rock history, October 6th was yesterday, but we're going to see why October 6th mattered in rock history. And yesterday was October 6th, and here's some of the reasons why that yesterday mattered in rock history. In 1969, the Beatles released Something, their first single written by George Harrison. It would go on to be number 3 on the Billboard there. In 1990, Soundgarden, Iggy Pop, Ice-T, and Joan Baez. Huh? Baez. How do you get Baez at? B-A-E-Z. Okay, Baez. And more performers at Northern California's A Gathering of Tribes Festival, which is considered to be the inspirational behind Lupanza. The cult. Yeah. Well, it's a musical gathering, I guess. In 1979, Led Zeppelin had the #1 album in the country with their 8th effort, In Through the Outdoor. That was a good album. In 1995, Alice in Chains released the first track of their self-titled album, Grind, to radio stations via satellite uplink to prevent the spread of taped copies of the song after it had been leaked to radio prematurely. 1995. That was the start of the internet. In 2009, Kiss released Sonic Boom, their first album in 11 years. It was available exclusively at Walmart. Oh, wow. 2004, Incubus and Brendan Boyd was arrested in New York's LaGuardia Airport after screeners found a knife in his carry-on baggage. And that's what happened yesterday in rock history. So there's the rock history for today or yesterday. And let's see, what else do we got here? Let's see. Can I get rid of that? Yeah, I can get rid of that. Can get rid of that. Let's see what else we have in Fox 40. We talked about the boot. Oh, they had something this weekend called the Porch Festival. This is October 6th. I think this was yesterday. This was in Owego, here in Owego, New York. This is in my backyard here, the village of Owego. And let's go ahead and bring this one up. We got the festivals going. So this is in Owego. Let's go ahead and listen to this one.
Vibrant sounds of music filled the streets and alleys of Owego Central Historic District today as the community celebrated the third annual Owego Porch Fest. Both familiar faces and newcomers alike gathered to enjoy an afternoon of lively performances.
I love hearing live music and I love Owego. I grew up here, so I figured I'd come back just to see it and hear some good tunes.
You can listen to one band and go listen to somebody entirely different. Some of the things that I might not think I like, I end up liking because live music just is awesome. It's people just pouring their hearts out, and that's what I love.
For many like Merrill, the festival is about the strong sense of community it fosters.
Owego is just a really nice, close-knit community. Everyone's very nice, and I think it makes the event that everyone kind of knows each other and is friendly, able to dance and enjoy music together.
Many visitors came to enjoy the beautiful weather and explore the various shops the historic district has to offer, from boutique shops to antique stores to art galleries.
So far, the beautiful weather is certainly contributing to it, and a lot of the shops are open too, which makes it really nice.
No matter the reason for their visit, it was undoubtedly a day of fun and enjoyment.
Yeah, you won't see a sad person around here. It's a good event.
So there we had the Owego Porch Festival. Okay, it's its third anniversary. This is Owego. They have a festival. We go there. The Strawberry Festival. When is that? In July? We've gone the last 2 years, and there's a lot more people in the streets there of Owego. That gives you an idea what the downtown village of Owego area looks like. It's an old town or old village and stuff like that, but very, very close knit as far as the people are very genuine. And so I just found that to be interesting to share a little bit of my neck of the woods. You can see there as far as where I live at and the folks that live in the community there and stuff like that. So let's see, what else do we got here in news? Anything? I think that's it for Fox 40. So let's see, we get rid of that one. And let's see what's happened on WBNG or WEBO, the radio station here. Help police locate arrest. Okay, we don't want to do that one. Let's go to news, local, Tioga County. We got a job fair. Bless you. Oh, they had a fire. There was a fire in Campville. Okay, Campville is one of the many fire departments that are here in Tioga County, and that's one of the Campville rigs there. Campville Fire Department responded to an alarm, and there's no video unless we find it on WBNG. But oh, wait a minute, let's see what I got to get that. Oh no, I don't want that. I want this one. Okay, let me get the right link here, and we'll go ahead and read this article. Firefighters from Campville Fire Department here in Tioga County quickly put out a fire last Thursday and prevented serious damage at an apartment. A fire was reported at the Hickories Park Road just at 2 p.m. in the afternoon Thursday. Within minutes, firefighters arrived and found the apartment with smoke banked down to the floor with near zero visibility. And that's the thing. A firefighter going into a building, the smoke in the rooms, it hampers the visual. Firefighters immediately masked on their self-contained breathing apparatus and called out for anyone inside. After an elderly man responded, the crew entered and swiftly escorted him out of the smoke-filled apartment to safety. And this is the big one, with no injuries. That's always good on the fire scene, to make sure there's no injuries. With a water can in hand, the team quickly extinguished the fire in the oven, preventing further damage. So the fire was in the oven, probably burning whatever they were cooking in the oven. So the oven contains it to a certain degree, but the fire, if they don't get it at the early stages, it could, we could have a full-fledged apartment fire. The local fire department reminds the public that October is Fire Prevention Month, and actually, this is Fire Prevention Week, because every October, the 9th of October, whatever week that is. So this is the start of Fire Prevention Week. Fire Prevention, October is Fire Prevention Month, but this is a Fire Prevention Week. I just realized that. Okay. And it's a great time to review your fire safety plans and ensure your home is equipped with working smoke detectors and fire extinguishers. So it's very important, okay? That first line of defense relies on you folks. Where you live, make sure you have a smoke, make sure you have an escape plan. Everybody gets out. Screw what's ever burning and stuff like that. Get the hell out of the apartment, the house, wherever you're residing at, because you can always build another house and stuff like that. So I know these guys at Campville, they're a good bunch of guys in the Campville Fire Department here in Tioga County. So I like seeing that. No injuries. No injuries. Let's see what's on WNBF here. There's anything on WNBF? I don't see anything. Let's see. Let's check. Oh, you might have seen in the news. I find this funny. We have there's been, because of the port strike that has been postponed, in a manner of speaking, I guess till January. There was a mad rush, and I just caught this in the news here, of people. This goes back to the COVID days. They were hoarding toilet paper, and as far as that goes. So, what happened here? This timed out. Are we still up? I got to reset this. Just bear with me, folks. Gonna restart this. We're stuck. We're stuck on the big board. Let's go over ahead and but so this week is Fire Prevention Week. Very important week as far as to check those smoke detectors and all. Let's see. We'll get this back up. Okay, there we go. We got it back up. Okay, we're back up on the board. That gives me a chance to know what's going on Twitch there. Let's see. So let's bring this up. There's a mad rush. There was a mad rush to get toilet paper. So what's that all about, folks? Let's go ahead and bring this one up and see what the story is. Because I didn't realize until this weekend it's like you got these people that are rushing to get toilet paper and stuff, like we did during the COVID days. So let's go ahead and start this one.
Inflation worry consumers are already starting to eye which products could become a little bit more scarce and a little bit more expensive if this strike lingers on. In terms of toys, apparel, and other holiday gifts, you're probably okay there. But if the strike goes on for a few weeks, your fruit basket may get a little thin.
There's a big gap between demands of the International Longshoremen's Association and the latest offer from the United States Maritime Alliance, or USMX, which represents the major shipping lines, all foreign-owned, and terminal operators and port authorities. At issue, wages and automation at the ports.
They want to come into America and build fully automated terminals and get rid of American jobs. Good paying jobs that support families with medical, pensions, annuities, and pay taxes.
Some of the 14 ports involved, the massive port of New York and New Jersey, as well as Boston, Baltimore, and Charleston, South Carolina.
I'm confident that everyone that is involved in that on either end are aware of it and did whatever they could, but we cannot settle the strike between the carriers and the union.
Also, Wilmington, Delaware, which declares itself America's largest banana port. That means bananas could come up short at the grocery store. And even though domestic farmers grow cherries, certain berries, and other fruits, they can't meet all of the nation's demand. Without imports to boost supply, prices could push higher. Raw ingredients like sugar and cocoa imports also at risk, as well as imported chocolate and alcohol. The good news for holiday shoppers, things like apparel, toys, and other gifts don't have a shelf life like food imports and can park in a warehouse for months. So when retailers saw a potential strike on the horizon, they rushed to get products delivered before the strike began.
Despite recent reports on social media, any shortage of toilet paper and other paper goods at stores has nothing to do with a port strike and everything to do with panic buying. Most paper goods that are used here in the U.S. are produced here in the U.S., therefore no need to import them. However, exports could soon become a problem for these companies, meaning there could actually be a glut. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
So, hang on. What happened here? We'll check that one here later. But that article, it's still. When did that article come out? That came out the 4th. So the strike is over with. They came to an agreement of their salary. They got an increase, but they tabled it as far as the automation and all that, because that's a big factor for the people that work at the port. But the goods, you can see the goods that would be affected, importing bananas. And like I said, we have cherries, strawberries and stuff like that, but we get a lot of produce from South America. So that comes up into the ports. If the ports are shut down, you can't bring that product in. And like, I guess it was a false thing that the paper products, of course, we have a lot of forests and woods and stuff like that. So we make our own paper products. That's just panic buying. So people are just saying, oh, well, we'll go. If they just buy what they use and stuff, everybody gets to, it just amazes me going in and seeing, and I was wondering with the shopping I did do going into the store during that short, it was not even a week. It was last Tuesday, and then I think it was Thursday or Friday, they came to an agreement to where they said, okay, we're going to give you some extra money. It's not everything, but it's a little bump, and we'll continue to talk about it until January to come to an agreement. So they came together to talk. So the country isn't going to suffer or be impacted by any type of strike. Product is going to go through those ports now. But when we have news of that, people are going to pay, I better get toilet paper, because it happened during COVID. Everybody, there was a mad rush on toilet paper, because I know there was a couple days there I was running around to 5-6 different stores just to get one pack. And when there was toilet paper, you weren't allowed to purchase one pack because there's people out there that hoard the stuff and affects other people from buying the product. So I found that pretty interesting. So yeah, I'm wrapping up right now here as far as that goes. Let's check anything else here. Yeah, they talk about we all went over the. Let's see, nothing there. We did that. Win cash. I think we're done for the most part here, folks, on the broadcast. And because I got to go out and get a walk in and see what the day brings as far as that goes. And probably end up playing some PUBG Mobile like I did last week and stuff like that. Weekend's sort of tough. I haven't gamed that much on the weekend and stuff, because especially on a Sunday, football takes care of. I've watched football. I do Tony D's. I'm on Tony D's broadcast there, Bell Kings Fantasy Football, and then I'm just watching football until late into the evening and stuff. I'm geared into the football play now. We're getting ready to go to week 5. We got a game tonight. Oh, I didn't go over the baseball. Let me go real quick on the sports here. This weekend we had some divisional play. The Mets did pretty good. They won one game against the Phillies and they lost one. So today is it's a 3-game series for the division series before they go into the playoffs. Or what is it? It's the wild card. I should say no. Back up. It's the wild card finish. No, they had the wild card. So in the divisional, the Mets won. They won Saturday 6-2, and then the Mets lost Sunday 7-6. So they're going to be playing today, tomorrow at 6:05. And the Yankees, they lead the series 1-0. They play the Royals today for game 2. Hopefully they win that. And is this a 7-game? Oh, this is a 7-game series. I'm sorry. Best out of 7, I think. Yeah, this is a 7-game series. So they just started. So it's 1-1 for the Mets, and it's 1-0 for the Yankees. So those are the two teams I'm rooting for. 2, 3, 4. Maybe you know what? It's the best out of 5. I'm sorry. Wild card is best out of 3. Divisional is best out of 5, and the league championships is best out of 7. So the Mets need to win the next 2, and the Yankees need to win the next 2. They got to get 3 wins out of the 5. Football, like I said, I have a broadcast on Wednesdays. During football season here, the 2024-25 season, on Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock. It's right here on Rumble Studios. Let's talk football, NFL football, and tonight. Oh, I didn't even bring this tab up. What the hell happened here? NFL. Cowboys, after a rain delay, beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, which I picked the Pittsburgh Steelers to win. They were at home, and I thought they'd win. Dallas Cowboys are doing good, but for Week 5, starting last Thursday, we all know the Falcons beat the Buccaneers. And the game over in London yesterday morning at 9:30 Eastern Time, the Vikings won against the Jets. That's good. The Panthers lost to the Bears. Commanders won over the Browns, and Dolphins lost to the Patriots. Colts lost to the Jaguars. Won. That was a close one, 37-34. My Buffalo Bills lost to the Texans. They could have won that, but but they're still leading the division. So the division play now, the position of the division is going to matter now going into week 6. I think that's what this next week 6 of 18. Position yourself for the division. So as long as the Bills stay first in the division, they can lose 1 or 2 and stuff like that. Ravens, that was a big game right there because you thought it was over. The Bengals were winning, but the Ravens ended up coming back winning that 41-38. Broncos had no problem beating the Raiders. Cardinals, another upset over the 49ers. They won 24-23, 1 point. 49ers were favored that. Giants, they won. Woohoo! The Giants won, even though I picked the Seahawks. Thank God. That's a good win for the Giants. 29-20. Packers ended up beating the Rams, and like I said, Cowboys won last night 20-17. We have a Monday night football game tonight at 8:15. The Saints are going into Kansas City to play Kansas City Chiefs. I picked the Chiefs to win that game. But we'll be talking more about the football on Let's Talk Football on Wednesday night here on Rumble. And it's about a 45-minute to 1 hour broadcast. We'll go over the scores here and some plays, and then see who won the pick the most winners and less losers there for the 7 people that are participating in that. We have 7 folks there. Myself, Tony D, Ted, Michael Bathurst, Brian out down there in Houston, Tina, who's here, and CBS. We did have one other person, but we haven't seen hide or hair of that individual for 2 weeks, so they're out, I guess. But I'll tally up who won this week and then what the overall tally is. We have fun with that. It's not fantasy football, but it's an aspect: who won, who lost. Are we picking? Or who has the best picks and stuff like that. So that's Wednesday nights at around 7 o'clock. I kick it off for 7. We stay on for about an hour. Sometimes we have our good friend, our brother veteran and fellow broadcaster, Tony D, come up on the broadcast. So and we thank him for that. So I guess with that, we are coming up on 2 hours. So we got 2 hour broadcasting. Wow, that's something. We're going to go ahead and exit stage left here, folks, and get our day started. I'm already finishing my coffee here. And see what the day brings as far as that goes. And I want to say thank you to those folks that were in the chat here. Double J's coming in from India. Thank you, my good friend from India. Double J's. Thank you. Thank you, Tony D. Salute to you, my friend. My brother veteran and fellow broadcaster. You have a great day there. Thank you, Thamer, coming in from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Riyadh, to be exact. You have a great one. Stay cool. Get those 11 air conditioners cranking there. I want to say thank you, Tina, our Jersey girl. She was in the chat there. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Tim Fanforty, our resident contractor from Michigan. Coming into the chat. Great to hear that you're doing fine. He's a busy guy. Contractors are always busy. And I want to say thank you to those folks that were watching during the live broadcast, and as well as those watching on the replay and also listening on the Spotify for podcasters over there on Spotify. Well, on Spotify and all those other fine audio podcasting platforms. I'm Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich. You can find me over there on X at Fireman Rich, or else just Google at Fireman Rich, and you'll see where I'm at on this thing called the internet. All right, folks, you all have a great Monday. We started a new week. We're working towards the weekend. Have a good one. Live life. Have fun. Ciao for now. As always, peace. Take care, folks. Thanks again. Ciao for now.